Well, hello all. This is our pitch for a potty design professional development through a series of 6 professional development posters that will be posted throughout our school year in a timely manner while our school system is going through a transitional period where we've been developing through professional learning a change in how we meet students where they're at. And so this is a great time for this project to actually take a true, authentic, genuine change in our system. This is just an outline that we're going to look at today, and it will show where we go next with the actual things that will be posted. But trying to reach all of our students, we're going to start off by somewhere where we all need to start, and that is ensuring that everybody's using essential standards. And essential standards is slightly different than the typical Georgia standards. It's a 1/3 look at the most important pieces that we need to look at where we have all students master a set of materials. However, to back up just a tad, we're going to start off with this passive learning design to create a knowledge base for essential standards. We're developing ourselves as well as our colleagues and our small group teams, such as me and my partner are together on a biological team in our science department. These are a growing requirement as we are building a better understanding and platform for our professional learning as a school that is data-driven and focused. Through this is a project that is started but yet not completed at our school level and serves this, again, perfect time to share what we've been learning in this class about equitable grading. We will be able to ensure that this characteristic is included as our school is transitioning to this new practice model. This first set series will focus on these essential standards, again as a 1/3 focused mastery by each student. Each poster will have a QR code with a permanent, more full breakdown and step-by-step lesson plan. So this, after it is decorated to catch the attention, teachers will be able to hit the QR code and jump to this document that has been initiated here that will talk about what are the essential standards for your particular content area, how will they ensure the equity in learning and the assessment piece, have links of breakdown into this the actual state standards, our focused school-based essential standards that each team develops, and some sample works that are done by our biology team that's kind of ahead on this project. And we've been ahead for the last 2 years getting to this point. So again, a great point to lead in the assessment piece. As I bounce back to the second set, this is where we're going to try to connect the standards to the EOC and state expectations. Our guideline recommendation to staff is a how-to use AI, which has already been initiated, but only at the level of lessons and differentiation. We're going to now refocus this use of AI where all teachers can then be involved in, whether they're veteran or new, in this time-saving tool to develop equity-based assessments. This is done through creating learning ladders, and these learning ladders can be intimidating to create from scratch. So with a rubric outline and the use of AI can be tweaked into whatever content area you're creating the piece in. These can help provide an equitable learning environment where the requirements are clear and directed. Step 3 is using learning ladders to test the knowledge, getting more focused into this assessment piece. We're going to encourage staff to consider having students not be tested until they show mastery of the proficient level of the learning ladder. Checking off students that have achieved this level is necessary for reaching a point for each individual student to have learned the essential standard. Through small, informative individual and small group assessment, teachers can clarify information and ensure learning has been had by all. Only then they are assessed on the essential standards. If they do not reach this point, they will see the next step of our professional development, which is remediation and acceleration. Here it should be required that teachers ensure that all students have learned. And when a student or students are struggling, there should be a clear process for remediation. When students are not showing mastery, a small group is determined. A typical set time for remediation will be our goal time. And this has been a development that we're just on the cutting edge of implementing in our school. So what a great time for our project. This is where small groups of specific information are pieced together to work the students into a mastery situation. Note that this does not have to be the same teacher as small groups. It can be assigned for differentiation of instruction as well by different teachers. If a school does not have gold time, or teachers should set aside a designated time for remediation and acceleration. This is considered good practice in these days. Pre-assigned activities will be in a shared drive for all teachers to use. This ensures equity and learning because every student will be tested only after proving mastery of the standard. Nearing the final stage as we drive through our school year, usually in the spring, we have data-driven instruction and testing. Here's where we can consider validity in testing, as it is necessary and it represents that test is testing what we want to test. Are we analyzing the right information? This usually comes in February or March in our school system. We sit in teams and we review data by collaborative teams that have devoted time for these meetings to actually occur and get the work done. Teachers will evaluate all formative and summative assessments. In our last school year, we had bought into a formative assessment tool, and we were required to use it. So now all teachers can look at data together and bring all students into one picture where we can see all students. This will help ensure that the questions are bias-free and connect to the state standards, and gives us a vetting point where all questions are tagged to state standards so that all stakeholders can see the validity of each question. Driving home in our final step is where data is tested for reliability. It is important to have all staff consider the reliability of their assessments because it will show whether learning is occurring over time. Through data collection devoted days, as I mentioned, and midterm and end of the year assessment periods where we analyze then, it can be looked at as if essential questions have been performed to mastery. Instruction may need to be revised at this point and editing for the next school year, and this is done usually in post-planning. This will help, again, the equity across all students as we look at them over time. This is, again, a nice outline for our project that we then will beautify up and make sure that we have buy-in from our staff.